For the storm, a moment of zen before pushing the limits.
That's right. It's about understanding the track's personality today. Each day, each lap can tell a different story, especially at a track like Solitude 1964.
Let's talk rubber. Tire pressures ain't just about pumping them up and hitting the road. It's like a fine art.
Couldn't have said it better. Tire pressures can dramatically impact the contact patch, the actual bit of tire touching the tarmac. Too high and you lose temperature and grip, too low, and you risk overheating, uneven wear or even a blowout. Each tire will have its own sweet spot where they grip best.
It's a bit like looking for water in the outback. These drivers are searching for that sweet rhythm, where everything just clicks.
Spot on. It's that elusive flow state. When everything syncs up, the car, the track, the driver, that's when magic happens.
And off goes Reinhold Gärtner, easing into the rhythm of Solitude 1964. This lap is like the first sip of your morning coffee, waking up the sensors, priming the engines.
Yeah, it's about syncing up with the machine, getting that perfect harmony between driver and car. It's like a prelude to a symphony that's about to unfold on the track.
Infinity is rolling out for the first sniff of the track. It's all about feeling the car, the tarmac, and getting the mind in the zone.
Absolutely, Rob. The out lap is like the opening chapter of a book. Sets the tone for the whole story. They'll be checking how the car's responding, getting a real feel for the conditions today at Solitude 1964.
And there's Chris Duke, easing out onto Solitude 1964. It's like the first step on a long hike, finding your footing before you hit full stride.
Right, and every racer knows this out lap is precious. It's their first handshake with the track today, feeling out its mood and temperament.
Watch as Reinhold Gärtner takes it nice and easy on this outlap. It's not just about warming up the tires, it's about getting into that mental pit lane, tuning into the race mindset.
For sure, Rob, they're calibrating everything. The brakes, the steering, the throttle response. It's a crucial part of laying down the groundwork for a successful practice session.
Sun oilers on the outlap, getting a taste of the tarmac. It's like sniffing the cork before a good wine. First impressions matter.
Exactly. They're assessing the grip, the balance, the whole shebang. You can learn a lot in these quiet moments before the throttle really opens up.
There's Eddie G, gently nudging the beast as they head out. The outlap is where you whisper to the car, "Let's dance," before the real party starts.
You got that right. It's a gentle waltz before the full-on rock concert of the race. They're testing the waters, getting a feel for every bend and straight of Solitude 1964.
Look at Sunoiler taking it nice and easy, a smart move. Like a chess player contemplating the opening move, they're planning several steps ahead.
Spot on. They're mentally mapping each corner, each straight. It's not just about the car, it's about strategy and foresight.
You know, mate, watching these practice sessions, you think the driver just jumps in and goes. But there's a heck of a lot more to it. Starting with that aero package, the balance between drag and downforce.
Oh, for sure. You tweak the front wing just a smidge, and you could have a totally different beast on your hands. Depending on the track, they might want more downforce for those tight corners or reduce it for the long straights to maximize speed.
Richard Rossier is out there, taking it slow and steady on the outlap. This lap is like the calm before the storm, a moment of zen before pushing the limits.
That's right. It's about understanding the track's personality today, a Euro. Each day, each lap can tell a different story, especially at a track like Solitude 1964.
Sunoiler is rolling out for the first sniff of the track. It's all about feeling the car, the tarmac, and getting the mind in the zone.
Absolutely, Rob. The out lap is like the opening chapter of a book, a Euro. Sets the tone for the whole story. They'll be checking how the car's responding, getting a real feel for the conditions today at Solitude 1964.
Wayne Pearson is getting to grips with the Lotus Cortina MK1 in this practice session. There goes Mr. Bang, on their first dance with Solitude 1964. Every bend, every straight is a chance to learn, to adapt.
Yep, and it's about syncing with the car too. Making sure everything's in harmony. It's like tuning an instrument before a big concert.
There's no mucking around for Wayne Pearson, a Euro, straight down to business on this first flyer. They'll be keen to see what times they can clock in early on.
Yeah, and it's not just about speed. It's about rhythm, finding that flow around Solitude 1964. Getting into that groove early can set the pace for the whole session.
And away goes Infinity, charging down Wild Parkick like a bull at a gate. This lap's where they set the tone for the session.
Indeed, Rob. It's about laying down a marker, seeing how the car responds when they dial everything up to 11. They're testing the waters, but also setting their own benchmarks.
Look at Reinhold Gartner go, they're really giving it some jandle now. The first flyer is always a bit of a reconnaissance mission, a mix of caution and raw pace.
You bet, Rob. They're mapping out the track, feeling out the grip levels, and getting a sense of how the car is performing today. It's a crucial lap for building confidence.
You ever think about what's ticking inside a driver's noggin during these laps?
All the time. It's a mix of analyzing, strategizing, and adapting. Every corner, every straight is a puzzle, and they're trying to solve it at full speed.
So, for those tuning in and wondering what's the go with these practice sessions, well, it ain't just about flexing their engines. It's about synergy, mate. Getting the driver, the car, and the track to sing in harmony.
Couldn't have put it better. We liken it to rehearsing a dance. Every step, every turn must be practiced until it's second nature on the big stage.
Watch as Sunoiler takes it nice and easy on this outlap. It's not just about warming up the tires, it's about getting into that mental pit lane, tuning into the race mindset.
For sure, Rob. They're calibrating everything a euro. The brakes, the steering, the throttle response. It's a crucial part of laying down the groundwork for a successful practice session.
Mr. Bang is on the outlap, not just warming up the tires but also warming up their instincts, getting that racer's intuition dialed in.
True that. They're getting the feel of the track, the car, the conditions. It's all about setting the stage for what's to come.
Richard Rossi is on the outlap, getting a taste of the tarmac. It's like sniffing the cork before a good wine. First impressions matter.
Exactly. They're assessing the grip, the balance, the whole shebang. You can learn a lot in these quiet moments before the throttle really opens up.
Look at Eddie G taking it nice and easy, a smart move. Like a chess player contemplating the opening move, they're planning several steps ahead.
Spot on. They're mentally mapping each corner, each straight. It's not just about the car, it's about strategy and foresight.
And there's Joe Ergu, easing out onto Solitude 1964. It's like the first step on a long hike, finding your footing before you hit full stride.
Right. And every racer knows this outlap is precious. It's their first handshake with the track today, feeling out its mood and temperament.
Reinhold Gartner is not hanging about, straight into the thick of it on this first flying lap. They're getting a real taste of the Lotus Cortina MK1's capabilities.
Absolutely. It's about understanding the limits early on. You'll see them experimenting with braking points and turn-in speeds, all while keeping an eye on those tire temps.
Ever heard the pit crew chat about wheel camber? Sounds like a dance move, but trust me, it's all car talk.
Haha, yeah, camber is the angle of the wheel relative to the road. A bit of negative camber, where the top of the tire leans inwards, can give more grip in the corners. But too much and you're looking at premature wear on the inside of the tire. It's a balancing act, and each track requires its own setting.
Oi, these practices aren't just a walkabout in the park. It's here that races are often won or lost.
Absolutely. Back home in North Carolina, we emphasize the setup. A few tweaks during practice can lead to major gains on race day.
Chris Ilduke is in dry spits. There's Sunoiler, gently nudging the beast as they head out. The outlap is where you whisper to the car, "Let's dance," before the real party starts.
You got that right. It's a gentle waltz before the full-on rock concert of the race. They're testing the waters, getting a feel for every bend and straight of Solitude 1964.
Megasaurus 55 has a best lap time of 4:20.221. Here we go, folks. The atmosphere is electric as the drivers prepare to unleash their machines on the track at Solitude 1964 for the qualifying session. Megasaurus 55 is on their outlap. Richard Rossier has positioned themselves well in second during qualifying. The challenge now is to assess their competitors and strategize how to move up the order for a better race start.
I completely agree, Rob. Richard Rossier has positioned themselves impressively in second. However, it's crucial for them to keep pushing to potentially improve their starting position.
Eddie G has secured a respectable 7th in the qualifying session. Can they capitalize on this position and use it as a launching pad for a stronger race performance?
I couldn't agree more, Rob. Eddie G has done a fantastic job to claim 7th. The challenge now is to convert this opportunity into a strong race result.
A solid qualifying performance by Wayne Pearson, positioning them in 10th at the moment. The question now is whether they can make further progress and challenge the frontrunners. Joerg Yu has put in a great effort and currently holds 5th. With the session winding down, can they unleash their full potential and improve their starting position? Impressive display by Richard Rossier, currently sitting in position 2. They've set a competitive time, but the question remains whether they can push even harder to secure a better starting position. It's an impressive showing by Wayne Pearson, currently in 9th. They've showcased their talent, but will they be able to find those crucial extra tenths of a second to climb higher? A disappointing performance from Jack M team so far in this qualifying session. Finding themselves in 13th position is certainly not what they were aiming for. However, they have the talent and experience to bounce back and salvage a better result.
You're absolutely right, Rob. Jack M team might be disappointed with their current position, but there's still time to make a difference. They'll need to remain composed, analyze the data, and push themselves to the limit to improve their qualifying result.
There are just over 10 minutes left in this qualification session. There are just over 10 minutes left in this qualification session. Megasaurus 55 has completed their outlap. Currently in third, Infinity has completed their outlap. There are just over 5 minutes left in this qualification. Joerg has completed their outlap. There are just over 5 minutes left in this qualification session. Sunoiler has completed their outlap. There are just over 5 minutes left in this qualification session. Disappointing performance from Jack M team in this qualifying session. Currently in 11th position, they'll need to dig deep and find some extra speed to climb up the leaderboard and secure a better starting position for the race. Jack M team has completed their outlap. It's a masterclass from Infinity in this qualification session. They have stamped their authority on the track, setting the pace and currently leading the pack. It's an outstanding performance, and they are making their intentions clear for the race ahead.
I completely agree, Rob. Infinity has left everyone in awe with their remarkable performance. They have set the benchmark and are making a statement that they are the driver to beat.
Infinity has just completed that lap in 4:18.879. Their best lap so far is 4:18.879. Putting them in P1. Will they be able to hold on to that spot? A solid performance from Sunoiler as they currently hold position 7. However, with the session coming to a close, they'll need to find that extra bit of speed if they want to move up the grid.
Couldn't agree more, Rob. Sunoiler has positioned themselves impressively in 7th. Now, they need to build on
Sunoiler has completed their first flying lap in 4:25.302. And there goes Eddie G, currently in position 6. They've shown great skill and consistency so far, but with a few minutes left, there's still time to improve their result.
You hit the nail on the head, Rob. Eddie's current position of 6th is a testament to their skill and determination. Now, they must stay sharp to make the most of this opportunity.
A strong showing from Mr. Bang as they currently sit in 10th. With the session drawing to a close, they'll need to dig deep and find that extra burst of speed to improve.
You're spot on, Rob. Mr. Bang's current position of 10th is a testament.
Mr. Bang has just completed a lap in 4:30.832. Let's see if they can improve on that time further. Not the ideal start for D-Max in this qualifying session. Currently in 12th position, D-Max has completed their outlap. Richard Rossier has positioned themselves well in 3rd during qualifying. The challenge now is to assess their competitors and strategize how to move up the order for a better race start. Richard Rossier has completed their outlap. A solid qualifying performance by Sunoiler, positioning them in 5th at the moment. The question now is whether they can make further progress and challenge the frontrunners.
Great analysis, Rob. Sunoiler has shown excellent pace to secure 5th. Now, the focus shifts to whether they can use their track position to their advantage in the race.
It's a stellar performance from Sunoiler, clinching 3rd.
They're in a great spot, Rob, but in qualifying, complacency can be your worst enemy. They need to keep pushing the limits while staying cool under pressure.
It's been a challenging day for D-Max in qualifying. They currently sit in 12th position, which is not reflective of their true potential. With the session nearing its end, they'll need to push hard and extract every ounce of performance to improve their result. D-Max has completed their outlap. There are just over 5 minutes left in this qualification session. You've joined us on a breezy day here at Solitude 1964, as we're getting ready to kick things off. The green luminescence beckons an odyssey. As they hustle and jostle, it's a dance of the intellect and instinct.
Every inch counts right now. One wrong wiggle and they'll be singing the blues.
This is going to be one hell of a race, I can already feel it. Megasaurus 55 looks like they have got off to a flying first lap, gaining places straight out of the gate. Having started in 6th, Jack M team will be looking to establish themselves in this race.
Let's hope they all brought their A games today.
Boy, blimey, Eddie's shot out like a roux on the hop. Gonna ruffle a few feathers, that will.
Yeah, brilliant start. Now they just need to not stuff it up. Seeing Eddie G today reminds me of my time in the Indy circuit. They're holding their ground, but with 18 minutes left, every decision will count.
I don't know what they had for breakfast, but it seems like Megasaurus 55 found the secret sauce for a fantastic start. Now, isn't that a sight? Jack M team hanging tight at 6. Maybe they're waiting for everyone else to make their move. Smart as a whip, that one.
The race isn't won in the first turn, but there have been plenty that have ended there wrong.
Gee whiz. Sunoiler is breathing down Jack M team's neck. Wouldn't want to be in Jack M team's rearview mirror right now, it's getting crowded.
Rob, last time I saw Sunoiler this riled up, there were sparks flying off the track. Get ready for a showdown.
Oh my, Chris Ilduke is hot on the tail of Sunoiler. As they come into Wild Parkic, I'm sure they may have a cheeky peek up the inside.
If Chris Ilduke pushes too hard, they might find themselves exploring the scenic route, and nobody's got time for sightseeing during a race.
Now, that's what I'm talking about. Richard Rossier is proper nipping at Mr. Bang's heels. Are they thinking of making a lunge? Only time will tell.
At this rate, Richard Rosier and Mr. Bang are so close, they could share a cup of tea and a biscuit.
Wow, Megasaurus 55 is really pushing hard to catch up to Infinity. There's blood in the water for first place.
This is what separates the good from the great, the ability to stay focused and perform under pressure.
It's not looking good for Megasaurus 55. They are still behind Infinity and the gap is increasing. They are gonna need to dig a bit deeper to turn this around. What do you think, Hal? Are there any specific factors that could lead to a driver losing concentration during a race?
There are several factors, Rob. Fatigue, stress, changing track conditions, or even issues within the team can all contribute to a lapse in concentration. It's essential for drivers to stay mentally resilient and adapt to these challenges.
Now isn't this a show? Richard Rossier's gotten the bit between their teeth, and they're reeling in Mr. Bang. Look at them weave and bob through sandwork, folks.
This is what makes motor racing so exciting. The tension is high and the stakes are even higher. Who will take home the victory? It's too close to call.
With every twist and turn, Megasaurus 55 is shadowing Infinity, waiting to pounce like a lion on the hunt.
It's a game of strategy now as Megasaurus 55 hunts down Infinity. Yes, it's all about choosing the right moments to push and when to conserve energy, waiting for the perfect opportunity to strike.
Ever felt like you're being watched? Bet Chris Ilduke's getting that vibe right about now with Mr. Bang lurking.
Y'all ever feel someone's breath on your neck? 'Cause Chris Ilduke is getting a whole lot of it from Mr. Bang.
It's like a Barbie in summer. Mr. Bang is the snag sizzling on the grill, and Richard Rossier? The hungry mate waiting for a bite. It's like watching two predators circling each other, waiting for the perfect moment to pounce.
I remember being in a similar situation during my racing days. Richard Rosier must stay focused and wait for the perfect opportunity to overtake.
Whoa, Richard Rossier's on fire, leaving skid marks and Mr. Bang's hopes behind.
You see, it's moments like these that separate the champs from the chumps. And Richard Rosier's looking every bit the champ today.
I swear, Richard Rossier's on the prowl, making that leap to 8th look as easy as a Sunday Arvo barbecue. Oi, Richard Rossier, got a mirror? 'Cause Chris Ilduke's closer than my unpaid pub tabs.
Richard Rosier needs to get the lead out, Rob, otherwise their backside is gonna look like the Japanese flag come the morning.
The tension is thick enough to cut with a knife. Mr. Bang's inching ever closer to Chris Ilduke.
I think they are going to take them.
Alright, lads and ladies, it's crunch time. Richard Rossier is sniffing around puppy dog from hell like a dog with a bone. And it looks like they might just take a bite out of 6. Here's some action. Mr. Bang's tailgating Chris Ilduke so close, it's like they're sharing the same set of wheels as they near Frauenkrebs. I love being here at Solitude 1964. What an awesome place to be witnessing these titans of the track battle it out.
Indeed, Rob, what a magnificent sight and sound. I love listening to the roar of these engines. Let's just listen for a moment.
Stone the Crows. Mr. Bang's in 9th, but if I know them, Chris Ilduke's gonna cop an Aussie-style sneak attack real soon.
Sometimes you have to take risks to win, but pushing the car too hard can be a costly mistake. Mr. Bang needs to be careful not to overdo it.
I think Puppy Dog from Hell is going to try and outbrake Lotus Cortina MK1 as they come into Wild Park. This could gain them the place, but it may all end badly. You ever wonder, Rob, how much preparation goes into each race weekend? It's not just about the driver, but the hundreds behind the scenes, making every little detail count.
Oh, absolutely. The hours spent in the simulator, the mechanics working overnight on those tweaks. Racing is as much about team spirit and dedication as it is about speed on the track. It's a collective masterpiece.
This race has turned into a game of cat and mouse. Richard Rossier is the predator, with Wayne Pearson firmly in their sights.
The gap is 0.6 seconds now. Richard Rossier is going to have to work a bit harder to close that gap with Wayne Pearson.
The gap between Wayne Pearson and Richard Rossier is not insurmountable, but it's going to take a mistake from Wayne Pearson to bring Richard Rossier into play.
Absolutely right, Rob, and Richard Rossier knows that too. They have to keep driving at their best if they want to take advantage of any opportunity that comes their way.
The battle for 7 is heating up as Richard Rossier tries to catch Wayne Pearson in P7.
Dang, Richard Rossier is chasing Wayne Pearson like a southern belle after a gentleman with a fat wallet. This is racier than a late-night movie marathon.
Crikey, Mr. Bang's playing hardball today. Closing off those gaps like a tight-knit woolly jumper. Good luck weaving through that one, Richard Rossier. Every race has its highs and lows. Today, Mr. Bang acquaints themselves with a new perspective at 11th.
We've seen Mr. Bang in such situations before. A temporary descent, but always with an eye on the bigger picture.
This is what racing is all about. Two fierce competitors pushing each other to the limit.
With Infinity on the hunt, Megasaurus 55 better not blink. Every split second counts in this tango.
Big gains for Infinity as they move up the field, leaving Megasaurus 55 behind.
This race is heating up faster than a Barbie in summer. Infinity's got that winning glint.
One thing I admire about AssettoCorsaFriends is the sense of community. It's not just about the competition. It's about coming together, sharing knowledge, and pushing the boundaries of the sport.
You nailed it.
Breaking update. Oh dear, Chris Ilduke has had an incident.
Well, butter my biscuit. Chris Ilduke took a trip to the weeds. Must have thought they were at a barn dance the way they spun around.
It looks like Richard Rossier is pushing hard to catch up to Wayne Pearson. The gap is over a second, but Richard Rossier is not giving up just yet. Can they close the distance and make a move on Wayne Pearson? The crowd is on its feet as Infinity chases down Megasaurus 55 through Frauenkrebs. Richard Rossier is on a mission, chasing Wayne Pearson, who's desperately trying to stay ahead.
Richard Rossier's got that car dialed in tighter than my grandma's corset. If Wayne Pearson isn't careful, he's gonna get a taste of some good old American hustle.
Ripper of a move. Richard Rossier's not just in the race, they're owning it. G'day, 6th. It's a brilliant day for racing here at Solitude 1964. I'm really enjoying this.
This race is truly epic. What a treat to be sat here witnessing this spectacle.
The pressure is on for Infinity as they try to catch up to Megasaurus 55. Crikey, that overtake by Infinity was smoother than a coldie on a hot summer day.
Well, from what I've seen on the oval tracks, that's how the big leagues play. But I gotta admit, this is next level.
Good on ya, Wayne Pearson. Not letting Richard Rossier get too comfy up front. Reckon he's planning a bit of a "g'day mate" on the next corner?
In this high-speed game of chess, it's all about strategy. Who'll make the next move?
And Wayne Pearson has just won the place from Richard Rossier. This is a thrilling battle as Richard Rossier edges closer to Wayne Pearson in their fight for P6. Richard Rossier is pushing hard and has reduced the gap to Wayne Pearson to 0.3 seconds. It's a battle of wills out there. Breaking development. Just like my hope in finding the one. Jackham team's direction seems a bit lost right now.
Dang, Jackham team's swerving around like me chasing a sale at the car parts store. Always ends up being a wild ride.
This is where the race gets really interesting. Infinity is closing in on Megasaurus 55. Blimey, Richard Rossier veered off the track like I veer away from commitment. Maybe they'll come back, unlike my ex.
It's a real shame. Until this point in the race, they'd been looking at a decent result.
Infinity is running second. They are trying to catch Megasaurus 55.
Now, ain't that something? Infinity's car is humming like a sweet Carolina tune. He's looking to take Megasaurus 55 for a spin around the dance floor of Solitude 1964.
It's game on now. Infinity has closed the gap to Megasaurus 55. It's now down to 0.2 seconds.
He's waiting on that golden chance like a hound on a pork chop.
The strategy plays such a crucial role, doesn't it? Choosing when to pit, what tire compound to use. It's like a high-speed chess game out there.
Exactly, and to think they're making these decisions on the fly, with so many variables at play. It's a mix of intuition, experience, and sheer guts. Kudos to the team strategists and drivers alike.
Ladies and gents, we've got ourselves a high-speed pursuit. Infinity is stalking Megasaurus 55's every move.
I've seen Molasses move faster than this. Just kidding, but Infinity's surely making Megasaurus 55 feel the heat. It's a southern summer showdown out here.
The action is non-stop as Puppy Dog from Hell shadows D-Max through every twist and turn, determined to claim 8th.
When I was racing, we had a saying, if you're not living on the edge, you're taking up too much space. Puppy Dog from Hell is definitely living on the edge today.
These drivers? Top-notch athletes. It's not just about being quick. They've got stamina, reflexes, and they got to think faster than a kangaroo on a trampoline.
I'd pay to see that. A kangaroo on a trampoline? But yeah, their mental and physical game has to be on point for these races.
I've seen kangaroos jump less than the sparks between Infinity and Megasaurus 55. It's almost like a Saturday night date, but with a lot more rubber burning. Infinity is not able to keep their pace consistent. So far they are 0.92 seconds down.
Can Infinity refocus and start putting in the lap times we know they're capable of?
Puppy Dog from Hell is pushing really hard, but as we know, pushing too hard can lead to other mistakes, like locking up the brakes or missing a shift. These drivers are walking a tightrope between pushing the limits and making costly errors.
Absolutely. It's all about finding that sweet spot where you're pushing the car to its limits without crossing the line into reckless driving.
Braking alert. Oi. Reinhold Gartner tried to pull a Steve Irwin and wrestle with the track limits. Track 1, Reinhold Gartner 0.
Well, butter my biscuit. Reinhold Gardner just did the hokey pokey right in the middle of the race.
Pushing too hard can lead to mistakes, and we're seeing that now. That car is really unsettled as they push for every last bit of speed. The tension is palpable. Who will come out on top in this epic showdown? It's pedal to the metal for Richard Rossier, while DMAX is still flipping through the radio channels. Whoa there. D-Max is sticking to Richard Rossier like glue. You reckon Richard Rossier's feeling the pressure? 'Cause I sure would.
These two are putting on a masterclass in precision driving. Every turn, every acceleration, calculated to perfection.
DMAX is giving it a red-hot go, but can't seem to muster the pace to keep up with Richard Rossier. It's like chasing a roux on a motorbike. With steely determination and laser focus, Richard Rossier is homing in on Puppy Dog from Hell. The battle lines are drawn.
As we say in North Carolina, if the porch light's on, someone's home. And Richard Rossier is making it known. He's right there, waiting to make his move on Puppy Dog from Hell.
It's a brilliant day for racing, and the drivers are putting on— oh no, what's this? In the grand chessboard of racing, Richard Rossier appears to have just been checked. Now stationed at 10th.
Sucks to be them, Rob.
Phew, talk about foreplay. Infinity and Megasaurus 55 are really teasing us here. I haven't seen this much anticipation since my first date. You can feel the focus radiating from D-Max, confidently holding on to the ninth.
Absolutely. And they need to keep driving with determination to stay in that position.
D-Max is holding onto this lead like a possum up a gum tree, but Richard Rossier is closing in, down to 0.6 seconds. I've been going over some historical stats, and the lap records at Solitude 1964 have been shattered so many times.
It's a testament to the ever-evolving world of motorsport. What was once considered fast becomes the norm, and drivers and engineers are always pushing the envelope.
Who needs speed dating when you've got Richard Rossier chasing down D-Max this eagerly? Move over Tinder. This is how you swipe right at 100 miles per hour. Mate, are they packing something extra down under? Richard Rossier's just rocketed into 9th.
Shoot. Richard Rossier's got more moves than a dance floor on a Saturday night. Look at them shimmy into 9th.
The intensity is off the charts as D-Max hounds Richard Rossier, both drivers pushing themselves to the absolute limit.
You know what they say, keep your friends close, and your racing rivals even closer. Looks like DMAX is taking that advice to heart today.
G'day viewers. If you're just tuning in, you've picked a ripper of a moment. Infinity is in second and they're tailgating the leader. This is edge of your seat stuff.
You bet, Rob. It's like the leader's got a drop bear in the rear view mirror, lurking, waiting for that perfect moment to drop. Infinity is surely smelling opportunity here.
So, Hal, considering the high speeds and split-second decision-making involved in racing, what's the impact of even a minor lapse in concentration?
A minor lapse in concentration can have significant consequences, Rob. It could lead to an off-track excursion, a loss of position, or even a collision. That's why it's crucial for drivers to stay focused and alert throughout the race.
Look at D-Max trying to close that gap on Richard Rossia. Kind of like me trying to get close to a decent Barbie back home.
Barbie? Oh, you mean a barbecue. Yeah, but over here it's like trying to catch the last slice of pizza at a Super Bowl party.
On the final lap now, and Megasaurus 55 looks like they might just wrap up this win. We're watching Infinity in first, and is currently being hounded by Megasaurus 55 with a gap of just 0.1 seconds.
It's an intense battle between two skilled drivers, and Infinity in first is doing everything they can to keep Megasaurus 55 behind them. The slightest mistake could cost them the position, so they need to stay focused and stay on their game.
The leader has just finished the race. A fantastic result for Infinity.
You could feel the tension building throughout the race, but Infinity remained focused and in control. That's what separates the winners from the pack.
Megasaurus 55 takes second place with a fantastic race. What a race from Joe Ergue, showing their skill and determination for a great third place finish. Jack M team brings home fourth. Taking fifth is Wayne Pearson. Sixth sees Chris Ilduke. Puppy Dog from Hell claims seventh. Richard Rossia take 8th. D-Max in 9th. Coming in 12th we have Sunoiler, followed by Mr. Bang in 10th. There's a little bit of wind in the air today here at Solitude 1964, as we're getting ready to get things underway.
The calm before the storm. I don't know about you, Rob, but I can't wait to see who comes out on top of this one.
The green flag is waving and we're off to the races. Let's see who can get out in front and establish an early lead.
Precision is everything during these initial stages. One wrong move could cost them valuable time or even force them out of the race.
There's some intense battling throughout the field as everyone is looking to get off to a good start.
There are a few drivers with a point to prove, and a few with some grudges to bear. Will we see a clean race today?
The stewards will be hoping that there aren't too many incidents for them to pick over when the dust settles on this one. Richard Rossier has got off to a great early start, already gaining places. Got to be pleased with that start, how all things considered. It's like Puppy Dog from Hell had a pair of wings tucked away, because they've soared up the leaderboard in the blink of an eye. Bit of a cruisy start for Mr. Bang, just feeling out the track at Solitude 1964. You know, like a dingo sussing out the lay of the land.
What a beautiful day for racing here at Solitude 1964. This is going to be good to watch.
So Jack M teams decided to play it cool, eh? Holding on to 7 like a croc with a juicy steak. Just sizing up the competition, I reckon.
It all comes down to this, Rob, where the rubber meets the road. There's no more time for talk, no more practice. The teams have done all they can. Now it comes down to Jack M team to bring it home.
Hold on to your hats, folks. Reinhold Gartner is right on the heels of Puppy Dog from Hell, and we're in for a wild ride.
Reinhold Gardner is following Puppy Dog from Hell so closely, they could start charging them rent for occupying the same space on the track.
The adrenaline is pumping as Eddie G gets within striking distance of Jack M team in their race for 6th.
Mate, if I had $1 for every time Eddie G looked like overtaking, I'd be sipping mojitos on a beach right now.
It's a game of inches now as Mr. Bang tails Wayne Pearson closely, ready to capitalize on any mistake. Someone should tell Wayne Pearson this ain't a Sunday drive. Mr. Bang's tearing up the track.
Go, 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 that's what we want to see.
You ever ponder how these drivers manage the heat, especially in the tight cockpit? It's hotter than a ruse pouch in midday sun.
Bruise what? I mean, yeah, it's gotta be like driving in Arizona with the heater on, right?
Blimey, Richard Rossier is farther back than my hairline. But, you know what they say about Aussies, never say die, unless it's a spider. Then just run.
Hoo boy, Richard Rossier needs to kick it into high gear. Right now, they're slower than molasses in January or my cousin Earl trying to solve a crossword.
Tough break for Richard Rossier, who has just lost a position. Watching the drivers handle their cars is like watching a croc handler at a wildlife show. There's a finesse to it. But one wrong move, and you're in a world of hurt.
Oh, for sure, it's like trying to rope a bull in a rodeo. It looks easy from the stands, but up close, it's all about skill, timing, and knowing when it's about to let go.
Things are heating up as Richard Rossier tries to close the gap to infinity. Megasaurus 55 seems to be putting the pressure on Mr. Bang.
Rubbing is racing. Let's hope they don't rub it too hard.
Not much room to breathe for Megasaurus 55 with Reinhold Gartner trailing so close. I reckon we'll see a move soon, especially at Krumbachtal.
Well, bless my heart. Reinhold Gardner is shadowing Megasaurus 55 so closely, it's like they're hitched together. Keep an eye on them as they whip through Krumbachtal.
Megasaurus 55 wants to get into Mr. Bang's slipstream. It's a tale of two drivers right now, with Megasaurus 55 gaining places and Mr. Bang losing them.
If this were chess, I'd say Megasaurus 55 just put Mr. Bang in check. Brilliant move.
Oh, the chase is on. Reinhold Gartner's breathing down the neck of Mr. Bang. It's looking good for Reinhold Gartner, who has gained places and put some distance between themselves and Mr. Bang.
Yes, but Reinhold Gardner can't rest on their laurels. They have to keep pushing to consolidate their position.
As the race settles down, the drivers are really going at it.
It's like watching a high-speed game of chess. One wrong move and it could be game over. But these drivers are masters of their craft, always thinking 3 steps ahead.
That's right. And with the way they're maneuvering those cars, it's like they have superpowers.
It's almost like they have the power of flight. But instead of flying, they're speeding down the track like rockets.
I wonder if they have any spare rocket boosters for sale. Blimey, Reinhold Gartner's more eager to catch Mr. Bang than a bloke at the bar at last call. Hope he's got the stamina for this chase. If consistency was an art, Reinhold Gartner would be Picasso today. Just churning out those laps, one after the other.
Right you are. Racing isn't always about the overtakes and close calls. Sometimes, it's that rock-solid performance, like we're seeing from Reinhold Gardner, that makes the difference.
Every gear shift, every pedal push, Puppy Dog from Hell's got one goal in mind, capturing Reinhold Gardner's spot.
Who will be able to maintain their pace and come out on top?
The gap between Puppy Dog from Hell and Reinhold Gartner is fading faster than the last rays of the outback sun. Oi, Richard Rossier is on infinity like a drop bear on an unsuspecting tourist.
Drop bear? Had to Google that one. But yeah, here it's like a linebacker on a quarterback sack.
By the looks of it, Sunoiler in 9th is keen to throw another shrimp on the barbie and crank up the heat on Wayne Pearson. Hold on to your stubbies.
Don't forget the role of aerodynamics. Sunoilers should use slipstreaming to their advantage and close the gap to Wayne Pearson.
Well, don't come the raw prawn. Sunoilers giving it some stick, pulling Wayne Pearson into a mere 0.3 seconds.
Well, butter my butt and call me a biscuit. Sunoilers using that draft from Wayne Pearson real effectively, shaving off tenths every lap.
Hal, can you share some strategies that drivers use to manage tire degradation during a race?
Certainly, Rob. Some strategies include adjusting the car's setup for better tire life, altering driving lines to reduce wear, and using tire management techniques like lift and coast to preserve grip for as long as possible.
Chris Ilduke is holding 8th, but Wayne Pearson is right on their tail.
Wayne Pearson's trying to find that draft, get a slipstream going, but Chris Ilduke is making them work for every inch.
Chris Ilduke's pushing harder than a kangaroo in a boxing match, widening their lead over Wayne Pearson. They've found their rhythm like a didgeridoo player in full swing.
Chris Ilduke's stronger out there than a bowl of North Carolina chili. They're not giving Wayne Pearson a sliver of a chance to catch up.
Fantastic racing on show here today, and it's not just the top drivers who are impressing us. Even the drivers at the back of the pack are putting up a good fight, battling it out for every position.
It's a testament to the level of competition at AssettoCorsaFriends. Even the smallest mistake can cost you valuable seconds, or even lead to a crash. But these drivers are up to the challenge, and they're giving it their all. It's clear that AssettoCorsaFriends really is the place to be for top quality racing.
Looks like Puppy Dog from Hell's strategy might just be to let the rest of them die of old age. It's a waiting game now. Even though Reinhold Gartner is a fair way behind Mr. Bang, they can't afford to let their guard down. Mr. Bang is still vulnerable to mistakes. A strategic misstep perhaps? Mr. Bang's place has shifted to 6th. The plot thickens.
Racing's like good old southern barbecue. Slow and steady. Maybe Mr. Bang is just marinating a bit before the big sizzle.
Stone the crows. Mr. Bang's pulled a sneaky, landing at 9th. Always a surprise with them. Hold on to your stubbies. Wayne Pearson is closing in on Chris Ilduke like a bachelor at the end of a Bucks night. Hope Chris Ilduke either brought some lube or protection.
That driver is really pushing the limits. They're riding the curbs and pushing the car to the ragged edge looking for every last ounce of speed. Could be they're pushing too hard though, and that's only going—
Sorry to interrupt here, but, well, Infinity's decided to give the local wildlife a closer look. I hope the drop bears didn't get to them. The race is really heating up. Mr. Bang is hunting down Wayne Pearson with everything they've got. Looks like Wayne Pearson is legging it from Mr. Bang. The gap's growing like a well-watered waddle as they zoom through Wild Parkic. Looks like Wayne Pearson's car has turned into a mobile, no vacancy sign, and Mr. Bang is looking for a room. You won't find cheap rent here, mate. He's pulling away. Wayne Pearson is increasing the gap to Mr. Bang.
Wayne Pearson's doing just what they need to, like—
Oh no, what's this? Looks like Chris Ilduke's playing in the dirt. Took me back to when I tried rallying in my mum's old sedan. Good times, expensive repairs. You Americans have your drive-thrus. Here, Mr. Bang's trying to make this a drive past on Wayne Pearson.
Well, let's see if they can supersize that pass, or if they'll just get a side of disappointment.
Mr. Bang's on the back foot here, struggling to keep up with Wayne Pearson like a dingo after a roadrunner. Tell ya what, Megasaurus 55 is trailing like my mate Dave after a bender. Hope there's no random testing today. Blimey, Megasaurus 55's cranking up the downforce, making every newton of force count. That gap's shrinking faster than my wallet at the pub.
This is what racing is all about. It's anyone's game at this point. Who will come out on top?
Mr. Bang is giving it their all as they chase down Wayne Pearson in P7. Fair dinkum, Mr. Bang is getting a wriggle on. The gap to Wayne Pearson is now down to a whisker at 0.6 seconds.
The way Mr. Bang's conserving their energy while managing the ERS deployment? Pure artistry. They're sneaking up on Wayne Pearson like a quiet storm.
Hold on to your seats. Megasaurus 55's turning the heat up on Richard Rossier, closing in for the kill. No room for error here. Mr. Bang is breathing down the neck of Wayne Pearson, waiting for the perfect chance to make their move.
This battle between Mr. Bang and Wayne Pearson is so intense, you could cut the tension with a knife, or should I say, with a front wing.
Oi.
Is it just me or?
Nah, mate, Puppy Dog from Hell really just took the scenic route through the outback of Solitude 1964. Crikey.
Well, slap my head and call me silly. Puppy Dog from Hell just made a doozy of a blunder.
It's a thrilling pursuit as Megasaurus 55 is right behind Richard Rossier, keeping the pressure on for second place. The gap between Mr. Bang and Wayne Pearson is razor thin as they vie for 7th in this nail-biting contest.
Honestly, Rob, with this chase, I'm half expecting to see some sneaky dive bombs in the next few laps. Popcorn ready?
Megasaurus 55 wants to close that gap with Richard Rossier.
They need to keep it on the black stuff. You don't get points for driving over weeds, not in this game.
This is what it's all about, folks. Mr. Bang is in hot pursuit of Wayne Pearson, who's just trying to stay ahead.
That's right, Rob. The pressure is palpable. The fans are on the edge of their seats, waiting to see who will come out on top in this epic showdown.
This is what high-octane racing looks like. Megasaurus 55 is breathing down the neck of Richard Rossier, not giving him any room to relax. Stone the crows. Megasaurus 55's on fire, surging ahead like there's a free round at the pub waiting. Hello, second. As the laps tick by, Wayne Pearson finds themselves in 7th. Every moment counts.
It's a dance, Rob. The way Wayne Pearson holds onto that 7th, it's like they're leading in a tango.
Struth. Wayne Pearson's taken a bit of a tumble down the order to 8th. Must have missed the memo. There's a storm brewing, and it's got Richard Rossier's name on it. Megasaurus 55, batten down the hatches, it's coming for you.
Well, butter my biscuit. With a gap just shy of a second, Richard Rossier's car is dialed in. He's looking to reel Megasaurus 55 in on the straights of Solitude 1964.
Bloody hell, Richard Rossier's tearing up the tarmac and just snatched 3rd. Makes you want to crack a cold one in celebration.
That's what we like to see. Richard Rossier is really showing their class today.
I've made some questionable life decisions, but trailing over 2 seconds behind? Even I'm not that self-sabotaging.
It's going to be tough for Sunoiler, as Puppy Dog from Hell seems to have found their rhythm. But anything can happen in racing, and we've seen Sunoiler pull off some impressive moves before. I'm excited to see if they can make it happen again.
Bloody oath, Sunoiler is flat out like a lizard drinking, gnawing into the gap to Puppy Dog from Hell down to a scant 0.9 seconds.
Just what Sunoiler needed, like sweet tea on a hot day. Can't let Puppy Dog from Hell out of sight for too long.
Oh mate, Richard Rossier's more out of place than a vegan at a Bunnings sausage sizzle. Time to throw another gear on the barbie.
Yeehaw. It's like Richard Rosier took a detour through the drive-thru. With a gap that big, I hope they ordered extra determination with a side of grit.
Hold on to your hats. Sunoiler is gunning for puppy dog from hell. Reckon we might see some cheeky moves on the next bend? With a move that's swift, I'd say Sunoiler's running on high octane, and maybe a bit of Aussie spirit. This isn't just racing, it's a duel. Watch as Puppy Dog from Hell zeroes in on Sunoiler, blade sharpened and ready. Puppy Dog from Hell's falling behind Sunoiler at a rate of knots. They're going to need some serious pedal power to close that gap. The evolution of these cars over the years is nothing short of incredible. The aerodynamics, the tire technology, it's all a game of innovation.
Couldn't have said it better. And to think about the data analytics behind every decision, from tire pressures to wing adjustments. It's not just a sport, it's a symphony of engineering and strategy.
Mate, Jack M team's right up Wayne Pearson's chuff. As they zip through Frauenkrebs, we're all expecting some fireworks. Fantastic move from Jack M team, who has just gained a position. You reckon Wayne Pearson's got a shot, mate?
I'd say it's like trying to throw a football into a moving pickup truck from 50 yards. Tough, but not impossible.
In your experience, Hal, what was the most challenging aspect of maintaining concentration during a race?
The most challenging aspect, Rob, was managing the various inputs and distractions during the race, from radio communication with the team to monitoring car performance and race strategy. It's a delicate balancing act that requires immense mental discipline.
The pursuit is on. Richard Rossier is closing the gap on Megasaurus 55, determined to claim P2. Looks like Richard Rossier remembered to twist that anti-roll bar, giving them better cornering. If they get any closer to Megasaurus 55, they'll be seeing what they had for brekkie. This race is getting even more intense. The drivers are pushing each other to the limit.
It's like they're playing a game of chicken, but with cars. And the winner gets to take home the checkered flag and bragging rights.
Ha ha, that's one way to put it. These drivers have to be in top physical and mental shape to compete at this level.
It's like they're training for the Olympics. And like you said, the mental fortitude required to stay focused and alert for the entire race is wild.
I think I need a nap just watching them. It looks like Infinity has found another gear in the last sector of the race.
That's an impressive burst of speed. It's all but said and done now.
And that, folks, is how it's done. A solid performance and great win from Infinity.
You can see the sheer determination on Infinity's face as they take the win. That's the mark of a true champion, folks.
What a drive from Megasaurus 55, securing a great second place finish. Well done to Richard Rossier for securing third place on the podium.
Great job bringing it home.
In fourth, it's Reinhold Gartner. With Sunoiler in fifth. Finishing sixth is Puppy Dog from Hell. Jack M team brings home seventh. Eighth sees Wayne Pearson. Chris Il-Duke claimed 9th. D-Max in 12th.